Eli Bay is founder of the Relaxation Response Institute in Toronto. Am I correct in saying that perhaps society is getting more stressful overall, the demands that society makes on individuals?
Yes, I think
I want to hear both of your approaches
correct
on this.
I've been doing my work for over 30 years, and I've watched as year after year the stress levels have been ratcheted up more and more and more. And that what people thought was stressful back in the 80s was nothing compared to what's happening today.
Do you see it more with certain age groups more than others, or are you seeing it across the board, Eli?
What I have noticed is that when I started doing my work in the late 70s, it was mainly people 35, 40 and above taking my stress management trainings. And now it's not at all unusual to see people in their teens and 20s.
Interesting.
So I think that it's much more obvious to younger people these days.
Yes. I'd like for the two of you to talk about the symptoms of stress for particularly those who may be in denial.
Well, from my experience is that most people are in denial. I mean, people say, I don't have any stress, you know, as if it were leprosy. And yet, if they understood what stress was, they would realize the only way to avoid stress is to be dead. The stress is part and parcel of modern life.
So nobody can escape it?
No, whether you like it or not, or whether you know it or not, just by waking up in the morning in this culture at this time imposes a layer of stress. And we have layer upon layer upon layer. You know, any change that one has to deal with, positive or negative, any adaptation imposes stress. You know, the North American lifestyle is an intensely stressful one. The diet, lack of exercise, just having muscle tension in the body. All things being equal, you could be a hermit living in the country, good diet, positive mental attitude, no change. But if you just woke up every day with a lot of tension in your neck and shoulders, or you're clenching your jaw a great deal of the time, you're setting off a low-level stress in your body constantly. And my emphasis has always been that even before, most people associate their stress with work. So they don't want to admit they have stress because that might be a sign of they're not coping.
They're not handling it, yes.
But I present to people that long before we even get to our jobs, we're dealing with layer upon layer upon layer stress, and then all the job stress is on top of that. And the fact is that people don't recognize what stress is. They think stress is just pressure, worry, the negative stuff, the heavies. Oh, no, I don't have any of that. But in fact, stress is I mean, when you look, you just have to look at the medical statistics or the pharmacological statistics to see what people are ingesting to realize that we have a big stress problem in our culture.
Yes.
I invite you to take a couple of minutes to explore the resources on this site and to gain more information about stress and the strategies we've perfected over 30 years. Reading a few of the comments in the testimonial section and a glance at the names in our client list will give you the confidence that we know what we're doing. There are also stress tests that can help you to discover how well you're dealing with the stresses in your life. Click on the box to the right of the screen to take a free trial run of one of my most popular relaxation techniques and experience for yourself just how effective our approach is.